It's Mike Farrell, Rivals.com at the Under Armour All-America game here in Orlando, Florida, with linebacker Aaron Hansford, who's trying to narrow it down. We're getting closer to signing day. You got about 6 schools in mind. Which schools are those right now that are at least standing out for you?
The schools that are standing out for me are UCLA, Oregon, Oklahoma, North Carolina, Maryland, and Michigan State as of right now. Yeah.
Okay. So that's a very diverse list. That's like West Coast. It's not conference specific. Obviously, staying close to home is not a factor. So let's talk about the schools furthest away. The Pac-12 schools. What do you like about them?
Well, UCLA was an interesting offer for me because they offered me a wide receiver. One of the few schools that looked at me at that position after my junior season, because after my junior season, everybody was kind of like outside linebackers / safety or hybrid. But they're, one of the schools that came by and saw my skills on offense and decided to offer me there. And Oregon, feel like defensive-wise, I fit their system pretty well, and their coaches feel the same way. I like the way that they coach football over there. I like Coach Pelham and Coach Chenander. They're pretty chill guys, and they have a good attitude about everything. And I feel like they had a little bit of an off year, as people would say, because they're used to seeing, Oregon winning Pac-12 championships and being in national championships. But, it happens from time to time, but they're going to, fight back and push forward and do good next year.
Let's talk about local. Let's talk about Maryland. What's your comfort level there and your interest level?
Well, Maryland, in the past, I wasn't really looking at, to be honest, when Coach Edsel was there. I just wasn't feeling the vibe. I know people will say, like, it's your home school, you need to go there, blah, 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 that. But to be honest, it just didn't feel like a real family. It felt kind of separated. But now that he got the new coaching staff, I went up for an unofficial. Coach Azar got me up there, and I started to get a good feel for it. And I feel like things are going in the right direction for Maryland. And I'm still trying to build a relationship with their coaches because I'm just meeting them. So I definitely have an interest for them, definitely higher than in the past. So that's why I put them in my top 6.
So that leaves 3 schools. Break down for me a little bit what you like about each of those 3.
Like you said,
you got Oklahoma, Michigan State, and what do you like about those schools?
Well, Oklahoma, their coach, Coach Kish, he's been recruiting me pretty hard over these past couple of days and weeks. And he did 2 in-home visits already, and some schools haven't even done 1 yet. So it's pretty interesting how he's determined and dedicated he is. I really like that as a coach, and they're doing really well this season. They're in the college football playoff along with Michigan State. So having 2 schools that offer me there in the college football playoff is, it's pretty surreal, I guess, that I'm among the top people in the top level in the game. Michigan State, I took an official up there. I enjoyed myself. Coach Burton's been the main guy recruiting me up there, and he's doing a pretty good job. I love Coach Burton. He's a really funny guy, and he kind of resembles my dad a little bit. They kind of talk the same way. They grew up in the same era, I guess. So they kind of have that. I don't know. I wouldn't say old head thing about them, but they're kind of like on that level.
Old school guys?
Old school guys, yeah. And what was out of their school?
That's a good question. I forgot.
North Carolina. North Carolina. I really like North Carolina. They show a lot of opportunity at that school. It was surprising to me, to be honest, that they did as well as they did this year.
Coach Chizik did a great job.
He did a really great job. And being that Coach Chizik did a great job, and he's a defensive coach, and they're recruiting me on defense, it's opened my eyes. And Coach JP, he's been my main recruiter, and he's a linebackers coach. He did an in-home visit too, and he tells me that I'm a priority for that team. And I feel like that if I go there, I will have a lot of opportunity to make a really big impact on the team with my abilities. So me and him have been keeping a good relationship, and that's why they're also in my top 6.
You got 2 visits left. Where do you plan on going for those 2 visits?
I know for sure I'm taking one at UCLA on the 15th. That one's already set in stone. The next one either going to be the week after, which would be either North Carolina or Oklahoma. I haven't decided between which one yet. But if I do take the one at Oklahoma, I will be taking an unofficial at North Carolina because it's not that far. It's about 4 hours away. But it can't go the other way. Like, I can't take an unofficial at Oklahoma.
It's a long drive.
It's too far. Yeah. So me and my family are figuring it out because there's certain things that you can get on an unofficial, but then when you take an official, it's just a different view that you get from the school. So if you want a total view of what the school life is like, you take an official visit. So
when do you want to decide?
I haven't thought of anything specific yet, but it'll be really close to signing day, either a week before or the week of, maybe even signing day.
Okay.
I'm trying to keep in touch with the coaches because, a lot of people are committing lately. And, for some schools, spots do fill up. So they're keeping it on the record that letting me know, Aaron.
Where you stand and all that.
Where they stand, like Aaron, we're getting a little pressure from this one kid. And if the school really wants me, they'll be like, you need to make a decision because if he commits, then we can't take you. So I really respect that about the coaches and their loyalty. So
last question. Give me 2 schools that you know are going to be in the mix for you, as long as they're still interested around signing day.
UCLA, definitely. Oregon. Yeah, those Pac-12 schools, they've been showing me a lot of love. And I feel like they'll keep it strong for me.
All right. Could be heading across the country. We'll see. Thanks very much, Aaron Hansford.